It's such an amazing substance that it's incredible that we're just now like collectively figuring this out. When did it first show up on your radar?
About 10 years ago, because the endocannabinoid system was being explored, and the remarkable part about that was that people were reporting it in the medical literature, and most of my colleagues were going, no, you don't want to mess with that because it's illegal, and if we start publishing on this, we're going to get our institutional review boards are going to get on our case. We're going to lose our funding because you don't want to be messing around with hemp, because the idea was that hemp equals marijuana, and that's not true at all. I mean, there are certain strains of hemp that will produce marijuana, but there are other strains of hemp, and we call it industrial hemp. It's basically devoid of THC, and those compounds that are known as CBDs, those are extremely valuable. And it was only when it was undeniable that actually the research started to be done by large numbers of people who were no longer afraid that the police were going to come and shut them down.
Right. So Stephen, where do you see the research and therapeutic applications moving forward with CBD in the future?
Well, I mean, if I had to make a priority list, I'd say let's look at all the problems associated with pain, right? Remember, you've got the perception of pain, and you have the injury that causes that pain. You have two things, and CBDs moderate and modify both the pain, because CBDs have anti-inflammatory activity, so you can reduce the pain that way, and you can also reduce the perception of pain at the same time. So think, right now we are in a crisis of enormous proportions in regards to narcotic pain relievers. The opioid epidemic is a true epidemic, and everybody's now screaming about it, but think of the problem that the doctor has.
Right.
The doctor took an oath, and that oath was about alleviating suffering. Somebody comes in and they're in pain. The doctor has to do something to alleviate their suffering, but when he or she goes to their toolkit, everything in their toolkit is harmful to some degree, some more than others. Even an aspirin, ibuprofen, Indocin, indomethacin, Sulindac, all of the anti-inflammatories that doctors use are all going to harm the body. Now, they'll alleviate the pain, but they'll cause ulcers, and they'll ruin your GI tract, and they'll increase your risk for autoimmune disease. I mean, and then of course,
reducing quality of life.
Exactly, and then you've got all the narcotic pain relievers, and now doctors have a new tool, and more doctors, obviously including my wife, but more and more doctors are going, hey, wait a minute, we have a way to help people to reduce their pain, and it's good for them. It's not only not going to harm them, it's going to enrich their life. And so we just have to get over that hurdle, get over that misconception that CBDs, because they come from the same plant, right, species, we got to get over that hurdle that CBDs equal some kind of marijuana, because it's not true. CBDs by themselves are a separate class of molecules.
So Stephen, you've given us a lot to explore. What are the myths that we should be ignoring?
Well, it's important to understand that there's no addiction potential here, right? So people think, oh, you know, if I use CBDs every day, then I'm not going to be able to live without them. It's not true. The CBDs are supporting and harmonizing, so there's no addiction potential, which is wonderful. At the same time, we have to understand that when people are using these, it's not a crutch. This is something that is natural to the human body. Your body produces cannabinoids, and so all you're doing is you're supporting that system, whether you're treating your arthritis, whether you're reducing your risk for seizures if you have epilepsy. CBDs are known to have a positive effect on all pain syndromes, including the inflammatory pain syndromes, which are all the itises, the bursitis, tendinitis, arthritis. So you look at this and you think, this is something which we should explore. And if somebody comes up to you and they've got some objection like, oh, you're using a dangerous or illegal drug, these are not dangerous compounds, and they are legal in all 50 states.
Thank you so much, Stephen, for coming out and blessing us with your knowledge today. You are just full of it, the good stuff. How can our audience find out more about what you do?
To learn more about the Healthy Skeptics, it's easy to find us. You can go to my Facebook page, Stephen Cherniske on Facebook. You can go to the Healthy Skeptics Facebook page, thehealthyskeptics.com, the Healthy Skeptics YouTube channel. We're there for you in regards to CBDs and everything else related to health.